Well, cream.
Oh, good. Fancy. My name's Ross Edgley and I'm an endurance swimmer. I've done various swims, but perhaps best known for swimming around Great Britain, which was 157 days, 1,780 miles. It was just basically eating lots and floating very far. So I've got a little bit of a weird sporting resume. Over the years, I've done various athletic adventures to try and raise money for charity. One was the triathlon. I did an Olympic distance triathlon carrying a 100-pound tree. It seemed like a good idea at the time. It's a terrible idea, but it was a lot of fun. I swam around Great Britain. I've done a 53-hour swim in Loch Ness. I once ran a marathon pulling a car, and I once climbed a rope, a 20-meter rope, repeatedly until I climbed the height of Everest. My hands hated me for it. Raised up some money for charity, so it was good. I'm often asked what drives me to do these challenges, and I think in a single word, eudaimonia. So Aristotle had this brilliant word, eudaimonia, because he believed that happiness was a bad word. He said you shouldn't be happy, you shouldn't chase that, because happiness kind of infers that you should not struggle or suffer, and that's wrong. That's not what happens in real life. Instead, he coined this phrase eudaimonia, saying that happiness without fulfillment is failure. So you have to struggle, you have to suffer. I always use the example that if I gave somebody £1 million, you'd be happy. Of course you would, it's £1 million. But if you earned that £1 million through writing a book, starting a business, competing in a sport, then that's different, that's eudaimonia. So that's what drives me, from swimming around Great Britain to triathlons with trees on my back. What I've experienced at the end of it is what Aristotle calls eudaimonia. I think today a lot of people go wrong because they're seeking comfort, they're seeking happiness, they kind of avoid any stress and suffering, whereas you look at the anthropology of us humans, and that's one thing we're really, really good at. So in the animal kingdom, we're not the biggest, we don't have teeth, we don't have claws, but we're really good at suffering. We're really good at just endurance. And I think in many ways we need to get back to that. Mother Nature leaves clues. That's how we should live. So I think now, as modern humans, we need to get comfortable being uncomfortable again. For me personally, when looking to achieve your human potential, there's this philanthropy, there's this idea of doing things for others, contributing to something much bigger than yourself. And for me, I think self-actualization, philanthropy, charity, giving back, that is the highest expression of kind of human optimization, in my opinion. The term sort of inspiring others, it feels a little bit weird. Like I don't think you ever set out to do that necessarily. I actually always say that you shouldn't follow what I do. Like I'm a terrible example as a human. Like, but that's almost not my purpose. Like my purpose is to get people to shift their barometer ever so slightly by 1 degree to see what they're capable of doing. So if someone watched me swim around Great Britain with my tongue falling off, with jellyfish hanging off my face, and they went, hang on, if he can do that, then maybe I should sign up to that marathon, that 5K, the ultra marathon, whatever it is. And I kind of believe that that's my purpose. I know I'm wired a little bit wrong as a human. And again, looking at sort of our ancestors and the anthropology of these humans, we'd always have one in the tribe who would look over the horizon and say, well, what's over there? I want to swim, I want to run that, I want to go over. And the other people were like, no, we're staying in the cave. But they'd send that dude, and that was almost me. So yeah, I think the term sort of inspiration, it's not something you should necessarily strive for, but if it happens as a byproduct, great. But like I said, I think my purpose, less about inspiration and more just about just getting people to shift that barometer of what's possible for them, even if it's just by 1 degree.